I remember well the early days of dial-up internet in my Netscape browser. I was in university and our teacher education program had very little instruction on how to use electronic tools in our practice. In 1998, I was fortunate enough to earn my first teaching contract right out of uni, and in that urban elementary school we had a computer lab with games like Yukon Trail, Math Blaster, and Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing. Those games certainly were popular, and my little grade 3s who knew how to operate those old 486 IBMs with their 3.5-inch hard disk and meaty sounds were well on their way to becoming digitally literate at a time when there was no specific strategy to incorporate digital education into the curriculum. In the 22 years since the introduction of the Global Information Highway, we are witnessing the gradual remediation of print text and the fluorescence of digital media with the ubiquitous smart device. The importance of the internet to education and the growth of knowledge is indisputable. However, there is growing evidence that too much screen time can have cognitive, psychosocial, and physical consequences for young children and youth. The impacts of social media on youth mental health suggest a machine-mediated dysfunction that can have life-changing consequences for children, families, and communities. The opportunity and the crisis technology and education poses engenders a certain amount of regret that I did not read the New London Group's call to academic arms when the internet was new. But nevertheless, the cry still resonates today. We in the education system must now revolutionize our practices as the remediation of print text by new media technology seems to have an effect on students' critical thinking, inquiry, consensus building, and compromise skills. Teachers need to use these new communication tools to help students enhance thinking, inquiry, and community. Telecommunications have been using graphic images to convey specific ideas, emotion, and expressions for commerce and promotion for a very long time. Digital communications in the mid-90s were adult communication tools, and hypertext information was always available. From dial-up to cable, high-speed, unlimited internet became the de rigueur for our households. It seems that from the beginning of our machine-mediated interpersonal communications, we have been building our contextual graphic language. Since the beginning of internet messaging, there's been an intention to use images to express emotions. First, emoticons on ICQ, and later emojis on our MSN Messenger. MSM pioneers were slowly building a graphic language that can transcend cultural language and transmit meaning across continents. The hypertext experience conditioned us to expect hyperspeed, and we developed a habit of always seeking faster. When you have access to 12 primary forms of media, that is television, computer-based video, music, non-musical audio, video and computer games, telephone and mobile phone, instant messaging, SMS messaging, email, web surfing, and other computer-based applications such as word processing, then you are likely to spread your attention thinly and your literacy will be impacted. With access to so many media types available to children and youth, the Canadian Pediatric Society say guides are needed to mitigate and mediate exploration of this digital landscape. In the mid-2000s, there were very few cell phones in schools and people were just starting to use social media. There were flurries of administrative activity as schools quickly upgraded their technology. No easy feat, that one, as projects have to be piloted, systems have to be purchased, and teachers' training integrated, and everyone has to be progressive in their practice. At this same time, classroom teachers' responses to advances in communication technology did not keep pace with that of students. But how can you fault public education teachers when we live in exponential times, and the growth of technology with rapid technological progress must mean we must continually recycle our technological investments. Early digital innovators show us that students' natural curiosities and creativities can be enhanced with applications in education technology. Education game designers are showing that students can be engaged in digital learning experiences that provide for shared opportunity to situated practice, overt instruction, critical framing, and transformed practice. Games like Scratch, which is a programming environment that makes it easy to create interactive media such as game stories and simulation, and game designers who are creating 3D narrative-centered learning environments to promote learning engagement through constructs of challenge, control, curiosity, and fantasy, are showing that teachers are hearing the New London Group's call and are using media technologies to help our students negotiate their new literacies. The knowledge and experience to support our students' new media literacies are being shared and innovated right now. In this learning space, teachers must be sure that their grasp exceeds their reach. The invention of the smartphone in 2008 was a turning point in the history of writing, and the effect of giving children access to these tools very early in their life could be economically and socially costly in later years. If I'm taking anything away from this course, it is the belief that there are many literacies that are interrelated and that these multimodalities can transfer knowledge and experience between them so that learning is synergistic and greater than the sum of its component parts. The modern 21st century student has a personal communication device, once reserved for adult use, and with a Wi-Fi connection has access to unprecedented text and visual information. In these digitally mediated times, teachers are ill-advised to be content on being pedestrians on the information superhighway when our students are drivers on the info superhighway 2.0.